Welcome to an Introduction to Government Information Sources. My name is Lori Smith and I'm the head of the Government Documents Department at Southeastern Sims Memorial Library. In this presentation, I'll show you how to find government publications using the library's online catalog. I'll demonstrate a few indexes you can use to find government publications beyond those in the library's collections. I'll show you a few of the most frequently used government titles, and finally, I'll show you some websites that are useful for finding government information online. Sims Memorial Library became a depository for Louisiana state documents in 1962. Since that time, thousands of publications issued by state government agencies, such as the Louisiana Health Report Card, have been deposited in the library. These depository materials continue to belong to the state government and are not owned by the library. Sims Memorial became a depository for federal documents in 1966. The library's collection now includes thousands of depository publications issued by U.S. government agencies, such as Health United States. Like the state materials, the federal documents continue to belong to the federal government and are not owned by the library. It wasn't until 1997 that the federal documents collection was added to the library's online catalog. In that year, a large batch of bibliographic records was loaded into the catalog to represent the federal depository materials received by the library since 1976. New records have been added to the catalog each week since 1997 to represent the federal documents currently being received by the library. In 1999, the library started adding brief records to the catalog for the Louisiana state publications. Most federal publications published prior to 1976 and many state documents published prior to 1999 are still not included in the catalog. Those titles can be found using print indexes. To demonstrate how to find government publications in the library's catalog, I'm going to do a word phrase search for arson. As you can see from the results list, the library has 91 titles on this topic. The first few titles have Library of Congress, or LC, call numbers. That's the classification system used to arrange most of the commercial publications shelved throughout the library. It arranges materials by topic, so everything on one subject is shelved together. The third title in the list is an electronic resource. We'll talk more about those in a minute. The fourth title is a federal document, and it has a Superintendent of Documents, or SUDOC, call number. That's the classification system used to arrange the printed federal documents collection on the fourth floor, the microfiche documents in the serials department on the second floor, the federal CD-ROMs and DVDs in the media department on the second floor, and federal reference materials in the reference room on the first floor. The SUDOC system arranges materials so that everything issued by one agency is shelved together. For instance, SUDOC numbers for publications from the U.S. Department of Agriculture begin with an A. SUDOC numbers for Defense Department publications begin with a D, and so on. This means documents are not grouped by topic, and browsing does not work well in the documents collection. Notice that the SUDOC number has a colon. This is a standard feature of SUDOC numbers, and it's one way to tell which titles in your results list might be documents. If you see a colon in the call number, that most likely means that title is a government publication. SUDOC numbers also commonly have slashes and dashes, which will never appear in LC numbers, so those are other clues that an item is probably a government publication. Another way that the SUDOC system is different from the LC system is that all parts of the SUDOC number are treated as whole numbers for shelving purposes. For instance, A1.2 would shelve in front of A1.12 because the period is just a divider and not a decimal point. And when dealing with whole numbers, 2 comes before 12. The sixth title in our results list is a Louisiana document, and it has a Louisiana Documents, or LADOC, call number. The LADOC system is based on the SUDOC system, and it works in much the same way. To determine for sure which titles in our results list are federal or Louisiana documents, we can click on Limit Search on the green toolbar. Then, in the Source field, select Federal Document or Louisiana Document. I'm going to select Federal Document and then redo our search. We can now see that 60 of the 91 titles listed in the catalog are federal publications. If we look at the details for number 2, we'll see that this document is a congressional hearing held in November of 2007. Scrolling down at the bottom of the record, we see that this title is held on microfiche and should be found in the serials department on the second floor. Going back to our results list, we can see that the same title is listed again as entry number 3. Looking at the details for that entry, we can see this is the same hearing available as an electronic resource, and we're given a link we can click to see the full text of this publication online. If we click the link in the electronic address field, a new window will pop up and the full text of the hearing will be displayed. When we're done examining the document, we can close that window and return to the catalog to continue searching. For titles issued prior to 2008, both the microfiche and electronic versions will usually be reflected on the same bibliographic record. In 2008, the U.S. Government Printing Office, the agency which runs the Federal Depository Library Program and which creates the records that appear in our catalog, changed their cataloging policy. Now they're creating a separate bibliographic record for each format in which a publication is made available. Whether the link appears on a unified record or a separate record, the full text of most recently issued federal publications that are included in the catalog can be seen simply by clicking a link. If you want to start your research at home and wish to limit your search results to documents available online, again, you would use Limit Search on the green toolbar. Now, in the Format field, select Electronic Resource. This is our standard designation for any type of federal information made available online. Redoing our search again with that limitation, shows that 30 federal titles are available to you in full text online. Many of these titles may be publications that were only issued online and were never published in any kind of physical format. These born digital publications are increasingly common.